I made the decision to train in DC because, you know, I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute, so I feel as though this will help me. I'm from Baltimore. He's not from DC. That's what I learned. I thought he was from DC too. DC my second home. I've been coming up here since I was 9 years old, even younger. So I'm not really trying to get in his personal business. Probably just showing him that, you know, I could do anything, especially in your backyard.
Actually, I see him down there right now. He looks even smaller.
When we get to his hometown, he gotta live up to it. It's time to show now. Touch that chin.
I'll touch that chin. I'm gonna hit you with that left hook right there. So I can see that. I can see that. Boom.
I like seeing him face to face. There was nothing worrisome about that, man. I even gained more confidence seeing him in front of me.
I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna knock him out. See you April 22nd.
This guy I keep talking about, he gonna hit me with a hook. He don't have nothing else but a hook.
Maybe all I need is a left hook. Maybe that's all it's gonna take.
Tell the people what's gonna happen and what they're gonna get.
I'm gonna walk you to the deep waters and I'm gonna drown you. And that's it for me.
This defense gonna be so goddamn tight, you be like, okay, Tank.
Yeah.
He gonna roll the dice though.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, a little bit of jelly. You can make both of them with jelly on that too for me.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on toast with the jelly.
Grape jelly, y'all. The reason why I wanted to make the fight because I think the time is now. He's somebody that's on that A game, so why not take the fight now? You know, he's a star. I'm a star. I needed a dance partner. So I think that's mainly what it is. To want to see who's the best, really.
The next afternoon, Tank ensures he will make a grand entrance, even if that means making his opponent wait.
This is a fight that I've been kind of waiting for my entire life. I didn't have to make this fight. This fight, I could have just stayed at 135 pounds, got a big resume, big accomplishments. And I know there's gonna be some doubt with people and fans when I go fight this guy. It's gonna be people that really believe that this guy's gonna beat me. I'm not on the level that I think I am and I say I am, so I made this fight for that reason. That was my competitive edge kind of kicked in when I wanted to make this fight.
Training with Shakur is amazing. A guy like me been knowing Shakur for over 10 years now. The boxing world know that we brothers and we'll never fight each other. And just being around him in his camp, man, it's nothing but positive energy and everybody wanting to be great. He's like my big brother, man. Like, he is my big brother, honestly. You know, he got all the wisdom in the world, especially when it comes to defense. So he's just making sure I stay sharp on my defense and not getting hit.
Shakur's always been on the top level. All these guys have been looking up. So, you know, it's about time that they really find out where their place is, you know. They weren't looking up for nothing.
Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson are both fully locked in for their upcoming fight. In his upcoming matchup, Gervonta Davis revealed his game plan to defeat Shakur Stevenson by neutralizing his defensive skills, distance control, and rhythm. Davis plans to wear Stevenson down, making the fight grueling and ultimately overwhelming him. Having analyzed Stevenson's behavior under various conditions, Davis believes mental strength will be key to his victory.
If you could paint a picture of how this fight would look from beginning to end, what do you envision this fight looking like?
I want to take his best punch or whatever he do good, be able to take that.
On the other hand, Shakur Stevenson felt a fight between him and Gervonta Davis was essential, as it would be a match between the top fighters. He believed that because both fighters have control over their careers and the usual obstacles of networks and promoters were removed, the only thing needed was for both of them to agree to the fight.
You worked with him, right? So since y'all work together, Tank, yeah.
Yeah.
Since y'all work together, am I in the plans? Because I want the fight.
I'll tell you this. Tank has definitely said repeatedly
I want to fight Shakur.
So
I want to fight Shakur.
If that's the case, if I'm a free agent now, I'm doing whatever I want, I'm on here fighting these guys, am I in the plans? Like, is this 6-fight deal something that's real, or was that like...
No, he's definitely got a plan. And like, you know, there's a lot of fighters which are sort of in group. You sort of say, okay, here's the list of fighters that I'm planning on fighting. It might be 6 fighters, it might be 4, it might be 8. But when you lay out a plan like that, a deal like that, you know, it's sort of like, okay, sometimes it's like 8 fighters, even though it's 6 fights, because not everybody's available all the time. So Shakur is definitely in that plan.
Okay.
You know, and
I'm there, so it's gonna happen. If 2 fighters say, let's fight, I think the business of boxing can get in the way. Like, I think the fighters should be able to get in the ring with each other and fight each other. So that's how I feel. Like, just like even with this guy, my guy Stephen Espinoza, he works with Tank. If Tank said, yo, let's fight, and I said, let's fight, it should be just, let's fight, and we should make it happen. It shouldn't be nothing else surrounding that situation and not making a fight happen.
So you blame Steve for this? Is that what you say?
I'm not saying I fully blame him.
Stevenson acknowledges a pre-existing, intense personal conflict with Gervonta Davis that makes it hard for him to discuss a potential fight between them. Despite this animosity, Stevenson thinks a fight is unavoidable because as long as both remain undefeated and considered top-tier fighters, they will eventually have to compete to prove who is better. He suggests that avoiding the fight would imply one of them is afraid or has declined in skill.
I know it's a longer story, but just, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever you can share.
It's kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because like the history and like everything that like went on. It's hard to even speak on it just because of the fact that we got to fight. So at the end of the day,
you feel that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm the best, he the best. So you got 2 guys that's the best. How can you not fight? Only way you could not fight if one of them guys ain't like that and somebody go off to lose or somebody take an L. But I think like with both of us, we both fighters that's really good fighters and on that level.
But Gervonta Davis saw things very differently. Davis didn't view Shakur Stevenson as his toughest test, not even close. Tank challenged anyone to find something outrageous Stevenson had actually done in the ring, claiming Shakur lacked real defense, never slipped a punch, and carried no power or craft. Davis came to one simple conclusion. The whole thing looked like easy work, and he made sure nobody misunderstood where he stood.
Do you think that's gonna be your hardest fight?
Hell no.
Nah?
Wow.
Cause he a good boxer, nigga. Like that's one way I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right,
his power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. If you go look at his fights,
so you
I
feel
probably
like
pin him on game.
Yeah, hold on, but you feel like it's easy work though. You like,
come on, bro.
Shakur Stevenson believes Gervonta Davis's danger in boxing stems not just from his power, but from his strategy and experience. He highlighted Tank's ability to lure opponents into wasting energy before capitalizing on their fatigue to secure a win, referencing the Frank Martin fight as an example. Stevenson expressed his readiness to fight Davis whenever Davis agrees.
What makes Tank? We see the power, but it's got to be more than that.
Nah, he's strategic. He's setting guys up. He's been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid. And you can tell, like, with the experience. Even with his last fight with Frank Martin, you can see Frank Martin was more so an amateur. Like, the experience he got is not on the level of, like, Tank. And he just took off with experience. He let him waste his energy, gassed him out, and then round 8, right. Okay, it's time to go home.
When would you like to see that fight happen?
Whenever. I think that I'm ready for it, he ready for it, we both in our primes. It can happen next, it can happen next year, it can happen whenever he say, let's fight, that's when it's gonna happen.
I see you online with this.
When asked about a potential fight with Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson expressed his discomfort discussing Davis, citing his behavior as odd. Stevenson then issued his standing challenge. Any issues, including those with Davis, should be resolved in the ring, not through words.
Do you ever think we'll see you in Tank, realistically?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't really like talking about him.
Yeah.
Cause like the way that he move is goofy to me. Like it's some weird. So like I really don't like speaking on him. But like if same thing that
fighting perspective.
Same thing that I said with T.O. If anybody got issues with me or feel some type of way about me, you could come see me on fight night and resolve every issue that you got.
Shakur Stevenson expressed interest in fighting Gervonta Davis. Stevenson emphasized he wouldn't pursue the fight if Davis continued to dismiss it, stating he would move on and didn't need the fight to happen. He implied that he takes people at their word and acts accordingly.
Will we ever see y'all two in the ring? However way it get there, will we ever see that match?
I would love it.
Tank got to stand up straight and narrow too, man.
I would love it.
My son gotta, you know what I mean? He gotta get on power.
I would love it, but at the end of the day, once again, if somebody says they never gonna fight me,
then you can't rely. Yeah, you gotta move on.
I don't need you,
gotta
bro.
move on.
Simple.
Looking at the current boxing landscape, Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson is the best boxer in the world, better than Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. He highlights that Stevenson has won world titles in 4 divisions and is the least hit boxer in the sport, even though he isn't a 2-time undisputed champion like Usyk or Inoue.
He ain't afraid of no damn Devin Haney, nor he's afraid of any, especially Ryan Garcia. Shakur Stevenson is the best fighter in the world. Yeah, I mean, he ain't got the accolades as a Usyk and undisputed, all that shit. No, he ain't got all of that. No. You know, Inoue and all the Inoue did in the lower weight classes. No, he ain't done none of that. You know, but he is a 4th division world champion. He is. And he the best fighter in the world. Yeah. He gets touched the least. Out of any fighter in the world, he gets touched the least. He the best fighter in the world, period.
According to Greg Hackett, he rejected the idea of any top fighter avoiding a difficult style like Shakur Stevenson's. Hackett argued that high-level clashes between the best fighters were exactly what the sport needed most, not just for entertainment, but for boxing's credibility. At the same time, Greg acknowledged that fighters made their own business decisions, even when those choices left the future uncertain. For Hackett, the gap between what fans wanted and what fighters chose remained a major concern.
Shakur? Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur, that he ain't gonna do him no favors, that he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean, that's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it, but it is kind of crazy. It is kind of corny, you know what I'm saying? If he not gonna fight Shakur, and if he's standing on it like, I'm not ever gonna fight you, I'm not doing you no favors, and all right. But then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally.
Furthermore, Hackett explained that outside business pressures weighed heavily on athletes, with constant expectations to stay active. He suggested that Davis may have been reaching a stage where priorities shifted, balancing career demands with personal life. Hackett emphasized that fighters had the right to enjoy what they built, despite public pressure. For Greg, that was a fair and often overlooked point.
And I don't mean the people that, you know, that you came up with. I'm talking about these people in business. You know what I'm saying? They always thinking of a new idea and something for you new to do to try to keep you fresh and this and that, keep your name hot. You got to stay in the algorithms. You know, it's just a lot of pressure on fighters. And I feel like Tank being at, what is he, 30 years old? And you got kids. See, what people forget about is it come a time in a man's life where he just want to slow down. You know what I'm saying? We can't all run around like we used to back in the day. I mean, that's tough to do. Sometimes you just want to sit down, enjoy your fruits. And I feel like that could be what he going through. He want to just enjoy the fruits of his labor and enjoy life. And people don't want to hear that because they feel like you got more work to do.
As the conversation shifted toward who could actually solve the Shakur Stevenson riddle, Teddy Atlas didn't hesitate with his answer. Atlas explained that Shakur's unique combination of eyes, legs, hand speed, and range control made him a nightmare for almost any fighter in the sport. According to Teddy, Those tools allowed Stevenson to dictate everything: distance, rhythm, and timing. But then Atlas named the one exception. He believed Tank Davis possessed the rare ability to decipher Shakur's style and break him down. For Teddy, Davis wasn't just a contender to beat Stevenson. He was the only one who could.
Because Shakur Stevenson is that difficult. Because of his style, because of his abilities, because of his eyes, because of his, his legs, and his hand speed, the way that he controls range. Tank Davis is the only guy that I can see that could possibly decipher that style and beat Shakur Stevenson.
Teddy Atlas wasn't alone in his assessment. When asked who would win between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, Mike Tyson didn't overthink it. He went with Tank. But Tyson admitted the fight would be incredibly interesting. He explained that Shakur was a true specialist, sometimes boring to watch, precisely because he was so superior. According to Mike, the only way to bring out the best in Stevenson was to pressure him constantly, and Tank was exactly the monster who could do that. Tyson believed Davis would force Shakur into a great fight, and that was when everyone would finally see what Stevenson was truly made of.
Mike, who will win out of Shakur and Gervonta?
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. Everyone's gonna go with Tank, It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
Moving towards Aid Oladipo perspective on this potential matchup, Oladipo saw the matchup very differently, with one major condition. Oladipo stressed that the fight had to take place at 135 pounds, noting that Stevenson only moved up to 140 after failing to land the key lightweight fights he was chasing. According to Aid, the most in-demand matchup in American boxing wasn't Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney, it was Stevenson versus Davis, a fight fans had been waiting on for years. Oladipo made it clear that if the weight was wrong, the meaning shifted. For him, lightweight wasn't just a suggestion, it was the only place this fight truly belonged.
Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis has to happen at 135. Now, Shakur going to 140, for me, is almost because he can't get the fights he wants at 135. The fight he wants is Tank Davis. He wants to fight Tank. And I'm telling you now, for American boxing, there might not be anything bigger. Shakur versus Tank is mad. Like Shakur versus Tio is good, but for the culture, Shakur versus Tank is the fight everyone wants to see. It's the fight we wanted to see for a long time now. I'd say about 3 or 4 years. Not Shakur versus Devin or Tank versus Devin no, Shakur versus Tank is what everyone wants to see.
On the subject of fame, Fanon pointed out that talent alone didn't always keep a fighter in the spotlight. He believed a showdown with Gervonta Davis represented the one opportunity that could finally elevate Stevenson's profile for good. With the right support behind it, Fanon considered that matchup more achievable now than ever before. In his eyes, that kind of night would be nothing short of massive.
People talking about the fight for about a week and how great he is, and after that, it went right back into nobody talking about Shakur. Because Shakur Stevenson he's just not a big star. But he can be a big star if he fights somebody like Gervonta Davis. That's the ticket for him right there. Is the fight between him and the guy that's the most popular guy in that weight class, or anybody below Canelo Alvarez, really. But we live in this era where YouTube channels like The Boxing Voice, like Showbiz the Adult, like these other guys want to prescript and prescribe movements for fighters that really don't do anybody any good other than the backers of those.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest fights that need to happen. And drop a comment below. Do you think Tank stops Shakur? Or does Stevenson box his head off?